Oh, well, hey guys, Richard Knox here. I'm actually working on some of the what I call wildwood trim for my cabin here. This is my homestead. As you've seen in the beginning of the video, this is how I live. I am off-grid up in the mountains, and this is a little place that we like to call Smoky Mountain Outpost because we're nestled in the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. This is an off-grid situation. If you're in the same, or if you're a camper or anyone that needs power, because I don't have any power and I don't have any water, it's pretty important for you to have something. I've got all these corded tools that I brought out. I do have some battery operated tools, but I wanted you to see what the power station that I have could actually do. Our sponsor is BlueEddy, and what I wanted to do was talk to you about the power station that they sent us. So let me get these tools cleared up just a little bit and we'll talk further. Okay guys, we're going to talk about this BlueEddy power station that I've got here. Now, you know, if you're like me, a lot of times you look on YouTube to find out how something works and stuff like that, which is a great resource. And there's all kinds of information available on these BlueEddy units and the company all over YouTube. A lot of those techie guys, geeky guys, they can give you all kinds of information about this, but what I want to do is I just want to give you something that's straight from the heart, from a country boy, a hillbilly up here in East Tennessee, trying to build a cabin and set up a homestead here, and not having any power or water up here. I just want to, like I said, give you something straight from the heart on this power station and what it has meant to me. As you can see, this is the unit right here. This is a really great unit that is made by BlueEddy. How you turn it on is basically you press this power button right here, you wait for this light to come on, and then, like I was using AC power, I press this button right here and I'm going to turn it on. Now this will light up and it tells me that my AC power is on. If I want to turn on the DC power, press this button over here, turn the DC power on, it will light up. Now it's outputting DC power. Another cool thing about this unit is up top here there are two places to lay cell phones that are cordless charging systems. So you just lay your cell phone up here and it can be charging on the DC side while you're at work or doing whatever you need to be doing. But it has got 6 ports available for you output for your plug-in, AC plug-in. It has got a port here, actually 2 ports that are USB 5 volt 3 amp. It's got 2 more right here, so you can plug 4 pieces in. It's got a 60 watt output right here. And then over here on the DC side, it's got a 12 volt 3 amp. It's got a 12 volt 10 amp. And then it's got a 12 volt 25 amp. I mean, there's a lot of ports here to be able to utilize to do what you need to do. Also on the side right here, there is a port that you can plug in to charge this on AC, or there's another port over here that you can use solar panel. Now I don't have any solar panels up here. That's something that I need to look at getting, but you know, being off-grid like this or being out remote where you don't have access to power or anything like that, this has been a lifesaver up here. I use this for my Blu-ray DVD player. I can plug my television in. I've got a small box fan that I've got going, and I've got a light on in here at night, and I can actually watch television. Or I can plug my computer into this, I can plug my hard drives, and I can edit videos. And I can also turn the lamp on over there and also have the fan going. There's a number of uses that I use this for. I've actually got a small fridge that I'm going to plug up here in a second and show you that too. But being, like I said, being in an off-grid situation like that, it is so important to have access to some sort of power sometime. Whether I need to charge the batteries for my cordless tools or just whatever it may be, this unit really does come in handy. Now let me focus the camera a little bit and I'll show you around. Okay, you can see right here we're on the home page, and what it does is when something is plugged in here, it will tell you how many watts that's drawing. So let me turn something on and I will show you. So as you can see, I had my table saw on that was drawing right here about 660 watts. Now let me turn something else on. I've got my drill that I'm going to plug in here, and we'll test it out and see what it's pulling. Okay, it was pulling about 350 watts. Now listen. That is a small fan, internal fan, that comes on every now and then when this thing heats up. So it's got its own cooling system on the inside. Now let's move down here to settings. Now you can also see right here, you can read the DC load. Right here you can read the private vehicle, the car, if you are plugging into it, how much it's pulling. Also over here you've got an AC, you've got an adapter that you can check on and see what the load is on that. Now if I go down here to settings, you can see where I can have the option to turn it to 100 volt, 120, 50 hertz, 60 hertz, DC input source. It depends on, you know, which one you're using. And then it's also got an eco mode, which I leave it on that because it operates the most efficient. Now I can go to the next, and we've got a language setting, we've got a buzzer setting for it to come on I assume that if it's going to overload. You've got a date setting right here, which I haven't changed that actually, and then you've got a time setting, which I need to go in and change that. But it's pretty cool. So I back out of that right there, and if I go down to data, now I can go to, it's got product information, which it will tell you all about this unit. Go back one. If I go to the inverter and charger information right there, I can go down to AC output, and it tells me how much I'm putting out, which is basically 120 volts. Of course, there's no load on it right now, so there's 0 amps at 60 hertz. So we can back out of that right there. It's also got DC output that you can monitor. It's got an adapter charge, and then of course it's got charging from your private vehicle. But it's really cool to have, and then it's also got faults down here that if it does throw up a fault, you can actually go through there and figure out what the code that it's giving you and what fault it may be, and you can look that up. Now this is a large capacity unit. This unit will store 2,000 watts of power. But I'll tell you what, this thing is a beast. Under normal circumstances, it takes probably, if I run it down to around 25% or less, it takes probably 3 to 4 hours to charge it up completely. But I normally just take it over to my sister's, I let it charge while I'm doing something else, and then I go back and I pick it up. I can actually get by almost a week without having to recharge this because it will last that long. I'm using LED lights so they don't pull that many watts. But under normal circumstances, for what I'm doing up here, like I said, it lasts me about a week. Right here's a small unit that I have. This is a Black & Decker mini fridge. Let's see how many watts it's pulling. Right there says we're pulling 96 watts. Now I don't really have a use for this refrigerator up here because I do have one at my sister's house. It's actually sitting in the garage plugged up, and I've got some ice blocks that I use and I swap out in a cooler over here about every 2 or 3 days. But just to show you what that will do, I could actually run this and several other pieces all at the same time because that unit is so powerful. It's got a high capacity output on it, and like I said, it holds 2,000 watts. You know, it really has meant a whole lot to me being up here off grid to be able to have something like this, to have a few comforts of what you would consider normal. So guys, there's a whole lot that I could say about this BlueEddy power station right here, but one thing that I will say, it has meant the world of difference to us up here in this off-grid situation. So if you're in a similar kind of situation, or you in an RV, or like I said earlier, camping or something to that nature, and you have the need for power, might I suggest BlueEddy. There will be a link down in the description section of the video where you can go and check out all of the different models that they have. We hope everyone has a great afternoon. Take care. Go check them out because I think that they've got something that'll fit your need.